Hey guys, welcome back to Demon MPD. Today we are building a RC, which is, it's still a build, so it's kind of okay to go on this channel. But this is the Xmaxx 8S, and we have another 8S there, which is my truck, and my 6S, and then my dad's 6S. And we are building his 8S today, which we're putting, let's say, Proline Badlands tires on it. And Traxxas colored arms, and the knuckles and bumper things, hexes, shock covers, and the pins which go on the outside arms. And this truck, although it has the orange one on the front, is actually the rock and roll, which is this one here on the end. It's like a funky color scheme. And then these are SCX 24s, so they're 24th scale. And then that's a pop can. You can see the size of them there. Then I'll also compare the size of this to the pop can. See how Traxxas boxes it up all nice in here with the body in a bag and all that kind of stuff. Then you have your transmitter, radio, wherever you're from. You sometimes half the time call it different names. There it is there. You have your instruction manual with a few parts and stuff in there. And then, as you can see, for these to fit in the box, because if you look at these trucks, they're super duper high. And this truck, what they do when they come out of the box is they put zip ties around the suspension links and up and over. So when I cut this, see how the truck raised up? It's because in order to fit it in that small of a box, they have to obviously make some compromises, like zip tie the suspension down. So this truck, 8S motor, 8S ESC, and the Xmaxxes do not come with batteries, so you'll have to go out and buy a battery and a charger. And the 8S's come factory with a rear wheelie bar. And the things I'll be upgrading on this is obviously tires, and the wheel hexes on these are plastic, so I'm going to change them. I'm going to change the top arm and lower arm on all four corners, change the bumper pieces. And so I'll get started by removing the tires. And so hey guys, I did this side off camera with the red hexes, the arms, and I put the shock covers on both sides because you basically kind of need two people for them, because you take this screw right there out, and then you can pull up the spring, but make sure it's all the way up here, else when you take the spring off it'll go boing. And then you pop the spring off, and then you grab them, you have one person stretch them apart, one person, and then you push the spring in, and then that's the easiest way to do it. Then you'll have about that much on each side for access, and then you just shove them into the ends and then pop them on, and they look like that. These shocks we have tightened all the way, because this truck we have the shocks tightened all the way, and it's faster rebound when it pops up, and the truck sits higher. And for these we have, for this truck we have a few more other things coming. like different covers for here, here. The bottom here we have the steering arms coming, and to change this we have the rear caster arm from RPM for there, and then the Traxxas arms. This is for the bottom, and they are labeled R because I'm on the right side of the truck. And how you can tell which is the front and the back, the motor's always to the back on the Xmaxx. And then these are Sen racing pins because we're replacing the stock Traxxas ones with these, which are a 3mm on this end and then just a normal nut on this side. Instead of, there's pins longer than these that go out here, and then there's one screw on one side that holds them on. So I'll start off and I've already removed the shock on this side. Which, this bolt here, we won't need this screw or the pin that's in here. We're replacing the Sen racing pins. So that pops off, and then your drive shaft's loose, and you can pop off your bottom. And just push it to the other side. Then I have this off. And since we're changing the hexes to red metal hexes, pop nut off. And you take your flathead screwdriver, and there's just a pin right here. Pop that off. And you pop that off. Pop this off. And then we're also replacing the casters. So the RPM ones, they come with bigger bearings. So you just have to pop that in. And then these bearings you can just pop out. Because you only need the front side for these. Kind of tricky to get out. There we go. Because, see the difference in bearing sizes there? This is the RPM, and this is the stock Traxxas one. And then the inside, the one at the front is the same, so you can use the same stock one. And then this truck's never ever been outside like you've seen at the beginning of the video. I literally just took it out of the box. So on trucks after a while, around here it gets a little bit scratched from rubbing on the inside of the bearing. And then just pop that back together and pop your C-clip, I guess you would call it, back on. Then you just change the arm, change the bearing, and change the hex of this. So next I can get started on removing these. That pops out. These pins, they have a little cover where they stick out a bit further than the other ones. Then on the back side of this, there's a screw that we will need in order for the new arms to go on. So, that. Set the arm off to the side. And you make sure you have the right side, because this end, which is a bit thicker, it goes on the outside, and this side goes on the in. And then, so this goes on like this, and this bend goes up against the shock, so that there's enough room for the shock to clear inside of the arm, so it doesn't break. That. Then this truck, the pins don't come greased, but we just use marine grease because we had boats for the propellers and stuff, so we have that grease. So we just use that for these. And then there's two different holes, which out of the box, and we like to run them on the top, which they come out of the box like that, and that's how we like to run them. That means there's like 4 different spots where they have to fit through, so these are kind of a bit tricky to get in, but once you get them lined up, they should just pop right through. Just pop that back on. And that's the top done. And the bottom is a bit trickier. All I like to do is I like to flip the truck over because to pop the pin out, you have to shove it through this side here, and it's just a bit easier to get the pin out if you flip it upside down. Because the pin goes through right here, and it pops out like that. Then, as you can tell, these pins are a lot longer than the ones that go in here. And this pops off from the screw that we need is also in there. So these two arms we'll just put back in the bag that these came. So we have spares if we ever do end up breaking these. Which I've seen people break the stock ones. But they're sending like stupidly big jumps, like I'm talking like 20-30 feet up in the air. Those just show on. Put it until it touches. Not arms on, not arms on. So then you can flip it back over. And we'll put the tire back underneath of it so it'll just pick it up off the ground. And then this you can put back in. Which before you do that, because these are meant to have these pins and stop back here, and then these, when you go to put these through, see how they don't make it all the way through, because you can see the difference there on the resistance. And so what you have to do is you have to take, I forget what size this is, but I'll leave what size this is down in the description, or I'll put it across the screen. And you just drill it all the way through, on top and bottom, just like that. And then now this goes just like that. Go. And then I'll grease these two. And then I'll feed them all the same way. And then the bolt head, like I said, is a 3. And you don't want to tighten these up like super tight, because 1, you'll crack the plastic, and 2, they won't be able to move up and down freely. So you just put them in until there's not much room in between the two, but they still move freely like this one does. There's that. Need a bit bigger of a bench for doing these, because I'll size these up to a pop can after this, a normal size pop can, like Coke can, whatever kind of drink you drink, and I'll show you the size compared. And this, just pop that there. And the screws for holding in these are the shortest ones that you take out. There's the rear done with the RPM and the new colored arms with the shock cover. And then the front, so I just finished up this front off camera because it takes a little bit more for the front, because this, in order to get it off, you have to undo the arms, which I might do a video on replacing these, or I might just do it on my Instagram story. I'm not 100% sure, because these are just 2 bolts to do them. And I'm gonna change these and these to probably red, because that's what. Oh, because we're gonna try and keep the lower blue and then the upper red. Because if you see the body, it's blue, red, orange, yellow, black, a couple different colors. And these are the Proline Badlands tires, which they weigh a little, about double the stock ones, kind of. Depends. I'm not gonna weigh them because I don't have a scale that fits these tires. There we go. And then we're gonna get like the non-rustable screws for it. And there's another thing, it's a blue dust cover from Dusty Motors that we're going to put on off camera, but with, because you have to put on Velcro on it. I'll put that on after. Oh. My guess this truck weighs about, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds probably. I have to weigh it later to see. Okay. Just didn't look like it. Okay, so oh yeah. We also did the bumper, these pieces in RPM, the front and the back, on this truck. And we did shock covers, the arms, we're going to do these and the other things. And we have the blue dust cover for it. And that's the body on it. And there's the beside it, pop can. It's fairly big. That is the Xmaxx AS, the rock and roll truck. When we get the other links, you can adjust the control. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'll have a link to all the parts down in the description box below. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment down below, and make sure to hit that big red subscribe button at the bottom. That helps me out a lot, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.